Today's episode is brought to you by Taft Law and its Franchise Advance program, a one-of-a-kind program developed by your host, Josh Brown, to help entrepreneurs assess, convert, and grow your business the right way through sound franchise structures. To learn more, go to taftlaw.com and type Franchise Advance Program in the search bar.
If you think like, act like, or are trying to grow like a franchise, then the Franchise Euphoria podcast is for you. Hello and welcome, everybody. Josh Brown here, and I created this podcast for one main goal: to help people who are trying to grow their business through franchising or franchise-like structures to do it the right way. I've been practicing law now as a franchise lawyer for many, many years, and I've seen it done the right way and the wrong way. And this podcast is not filled with a bunch of legal mumbo jumbo. Rather, I talk with real people, people who have been there, have done it, are doing it right now. And I also dive deep into specific topics related to franchising. So if this is of interest to you, you are at the right place. Enjoy. Hello, Peter. Welcome to Franchise Euphoria. How you doing?
I'm good. How are you today?
Doing great. Thanks for coming on. We get to talk about laundry.
Everyone's most exciting subject, right?
I mean, there's nothing I love to chat about more on a Monday than laundry. So we should just dive right in. You are the managing director of the Mr. Jeff franchise, which is now expanded into the United States. And so we're going to take some time to dive into that. Tell us what is Mr. Jeff? What does it do, and how did it get its name?
Yeah, so the interesting origin of the name I'll get to in a second. But Mr. Jeff is a tech-based laundry and dry cleaning service company, app-based pickup and delivery, small bricks and mortar operation. So you can come in store, pick up, have it delivered home. Could do it all through the app, pickup and delivery. So it's a bridge between the offline and online business. Started the company itself. Jeff started in laundry. That's where the bulk of its units around the world are. But it's basically becoming a source for all your daily needs app, a super app, if you will, where we have other verticals in the shared workspace, Jeff Fit, Jeff Beauty, and other verticals to come down the line. Oh, Jeff Coffee just launched in Spain as well. So
really?
Yeah.
Well, how's that work?
Yeah, so it's a quick grab and go laundry coffee concept. Where it's a small footprint, high quality coffee, but it's not the Starbucks concept where you're going to sit and work. It's just if you want to, quickly on your way, on your commute or wherever you're going and everybody's busy day, get a good quality cup of coffee through an app with loyalty rewards programs, come in and grab your coffee and go.
So, I mean, the idea behind Mr. Jeff is that it's really kind of an outsourced laundry service or app, that's what I want to try to figure. Does Mr. Jeff has a physical presence? I mean, is it a physical laundry place where you go?
Correct. And that's a big differentiating point between a lot of the apps that are out there. And one of the things that drew me to Mr. Jeff, I've been in the laundry industry for 20 plus years now. And I've seen a lot of these types of companies come. It's been an attractive space, especially for the tech-based companies. And a lot of capital has come in and burned, unfortunately, because it's a highly fragmented space. There's a lot of growth. It lacked technology and innovation, so it was ripe for a disruption of these sorts. The problem is a lot of the apps came in, one of the most famous ones being Washio, but there are many others. And they really just came in, built the tech, and served as a tech platform and marketing company, and then outsourced the production of laundry. So really middlemen in between. The difference with Jeff is it's a franchise company, and in store, on location, on premises, all your laundry will be done in process. All the dry cleaning is done through an environmentally safe wet cleaning process on site, all the finishing done on site. So there's really a good sense of quality and taking care of the customer, which is critically important in this business, and why a lot of the other companies came in. They were very good at attracting business, but had a huge challenge in retaining business, because you really got to take care of the customer's needs, and it's a intimate, personal relationship with their customers. People want their clothes cared for a certain way. They want scents a certain way. They want folded a certain way. Timing of when they get their clothes back is very important. I know, I have kids that play a lot of sports. I need their uniforms done on time. If you can't show up to the game without it. So that there's a trust and a loyalty that I believe is well served by a franchise concept. It's really that TLC is necessary in this business.
How did Mr. Jeff get started? I mean, I believe it's in over 30 countries now. And talk a little bit about the history of Mr. Jeff.
Yeah, so Mr. Jeff was it was born out of some college mates over in Spain who had developed a couple of other businesses together, and like so many people who are busy with either work or entrepreneurial endeavors, or you can run the gamut. Dual income families. So many people are finding that time is such a valuable commodity these days, and you don't have a lot of free time. That they were looking for easier, frictionless ways to get their laundry done, and unfortunately couldn't find it. So decided to attack the space. Had tech experience and tech chops, saw that there wasn't really anything adequate out in the marketplace, and decided to go after it and build it on their own. The founder and CEO, Aloy Gomez, is a quintessential entrepreneur and founder, and in 2016 attacked the space much more from a tech angle, but then saw what I was describing earlier, that there was a much bigger opportunity to really support entrepreneurs to get into this business. So for all the reasons I mentioned before, it's really an owner-operator business, but the infrastructure and support around that wasn't built. So the premise is build all the tools that wouldn't be efficient for a small owner operator to build the mobile app, build the logistics app, build the management suite, the POS system, the marketing platform, and aggregate the economies of scale that would be efficient for tech, and then deliver that, putting it in the hands of the owner operator to go to work. And the mission of the company itself is to democratize entrepreneurship. So to really get that, the company started in Spain, but we relate to it here in America. Really that American dream of starting and owning your own business and providing for yourself and your family, giving that entrepreneur all the tools that they need to set up, find a location, build it, ramp it, and be successful in business.
So what's a typical, or what's a prototype franchisee that you guys are looking to bring into your system?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. I've always, what I found to be true years ago, and I think it's even more true today, is especially with what's gone on through the pandemic, is you've seen a lot of small restaurant owners unfortunately get squeezed and hurt by the pandemic, and I think a lot of the traits that small restaurant owner has applied to this business, and then when they do get into the business, they like it even more because they like the margins. Restaurant businesses are notorious for operating on really, really thin margins. So they like that when they come and see what they experience in the laundry industry. They like the lower labor concept. To run a restaurant, you need an arsenal of people. Labor has become more and more challenging. So that has been beneficial to them, and they like the fact that there's there's no waste, there's no food to worry about spoiling, and so a lot of those things are upsides, and then a lot of their experience and background really applies because it's that combination of you have to have good hospitality, customer service, front end experience, and then but also execute operationally on the back end. So it's that hybrid, which are two very unique skill sets that the successful restaurant owner typically possesses. So I've seen that profile work very well in this business. So that's one that really comes to mind. But I think that you can come from all walks of life. It's not a trade specific or high IP content or something that is really technical that's hard to learn. I think it's just more about taking care of the customer, daily operations. So if you have that experience from any sector, those skills translate really well. And at Jeff, we do a great job of filling in the gaps of wherever they're, whatever experience they don't have, we help support them. We have all Jeff Academy that is a really robust training and learning center that will teach them everything they need to know about the business.
Now, if somebody buys in, are they just buying into the laundry side, or are they buying into, I think you mentioned earlier, coffee and other aspects that you guys are doing with the app?
The franchises are sold as separate franchise agreements. So you would buy whichever vertical you were interested in. We do have concepts that Jeff Malls in other countries where we put the concepts side by side. And I can see down the road that a lot of franchisees like to get diversified in their portfolios. So I could see a single franchisee being a franchise owner of multiple verticals down the road, but it's relatively new, these new verticals. So we don't have that overlap today, but I think it will come down the road where I'll see a successful, somebody develop a successful franchise network in a market with laundry, and then really dominate that market, and then love the Jeff brand, love the Jeff team and support, and then want to expand through other verticals, and already have brand name recognition in a market, understand the system, can cross market to their existing customer base, so customer acquisition costs get driven down. So I think there's a lot of benefits down the road to the different verticals. But a short answer to your question is you buy it standalone right now.
I know you've got a couple locations in North America, one being in Brooklyn. Where's the other location?
We have one in Queens, one in Brooklyn, and we actually just opened our first store in the South Florida market, which is going to be a big market for us, in Coral Gables that opened last week. So that's the third location.
What's it been like for you? What's the experience been like expanding to the U.S.?
It's, this has been a long time coming for the years. It's interesting that this concept evolved and grew so rapidly overseas first, because I think that there's a much bigger opportunity for it here in the U.S. There's a much more mature market of laundry service here in the U.S. than any other market, and the growth trends in the laundry service sector have been off the charts. So as I mentioned, I've been in the industry for 20 years. I owned and operated my own large format, big box laundromats, which was predominantly self-service. And I worked for the biggest chain of self-service laundromats in the U.S., which is parent company Laundry Capital. One of the biggest brand is Clean Right Centers. And what I saw in those experiences over the years was, while the stores were originally built 20 years ago, primarily or almost exclusively focused on self-service, we've seen the revenues of those boxes shift without even an effort to shift them. You're just seeing a natural migration of self-service to full-service laundry. So a store that did virtually no wash and fold 20 years ago could be upwards of 20% of the revenue today and growing. So you see the writing on the wall of this change, and there really isn't a brand or a platform or tech built to really accommodate this seismic shift in such a large industry. So I think extremely excited about Jeff coming into the market, and can't wait for the years to come.
Now, are you still involved with Clean Right at all, or?
So yeah, it's an interesting path. So I as I mentioned, I was with Clean Right for 20 years in various capacities, ran the operations for some time. A couple years ago, the founder of Clean Right and I decided to go out and start a venture capital fund that was exclusively focused on this industry, on our industry. The reason we did that is we saw these major opportunities, but we weren't able to execute on the tech side. That wasn't our core competency, not our DNA. And we saw a lot of young, hungry entrepreneurs wanting to get into the space, but really not knowing the nuts and bolts of the industry really well. So we thought we could be really good value-added investors. Number one, with our history and expertise. The others, we had a huge lab of stores to experiment with concepts, and the others just had a really good reputation and network throughout the industry to help companies scale and also help them navigate around the landmines. So that we made some small investments scattered around some different startups, a couple of which were extremely successful. And then in my research, came across Mr. Jeff and was really blown away by the concept. So we did extensive due diligence on them and decided to make an extremely sizable investment in the company.
Is that what's helping take it into the U.S.?
Yeah, so it was sort of just dumb luck. I met Aloy, the CEO, at the same time they were really planning and had a strategic plan to launch in the U.S. So we came on as an investor, and also as part of that investment agreed to be their collaborative partner to help in their launch. And so it was, again, a value-added investment, and also develop a joint venture with the Clean Right entity to help pilot and launch the first stores in the U.S. And in doing that, when we started to prepare for this, I was on the venture fund side, it just the traction and the momentum and the excitement around the concept coming to the U.S. and the growth trajectory has just been so unbelievable, and there's been so much energy around it that we decided to be best served if I shifted over to Jeff full time and lead the U.S. effort. So that's what I've done.
What's your goal for 2022 in terms of expansion?
So in 22, we're looking to sell between 100 and 200 franchises across the U.S. Or like I mentioned before, South Florida would be a big market. Certainly, Texas, Houston, Dallas, Austin are going to be big markets for us. The Northeast corridor, New York, New Jersey, Boston, some major markets as well. And then we'll, expand from there.
That's pretty ambitious. That's a lot.
Well, yeah, it's interesting. You look at it in one light as ambitious, but I think I'm viewed in the Jeff ranks as conservative, considering they sold 2,000 franchises across 30 countries in just a couple years. My goal of 200 is notoriously slow in the company.
Hey, it's all perspective.
Right. I think it is ambitious, but I think it is also extremely doable. Now that we have some of the first stores coming online and people will see the results, I think there was a lot of people waiting in the ranks looking for that validation here in the U.S. So now that we're starting to come online, I think that we have a huge pipeline of franchisees that are ready to pull the trigger and move forward with territories.
How are you finding these franchisees? Are you going through broker networks, or are you guys doing this through social media, your own marketing, combination of everything?
It's an all of the above strategy. So that definitely, direct marketing channels, franchise shows, brokerage networks. There's been a lot of media attention focus, and then we also just through my experience in network in the laundry sector, there's just been a big personal network of people interested in laundry, understand this trend and shift to wash and fold. So very excited about participating in that growth as well.
Well, as we wind down this interview or wind it to a close, tell me, if you can, above and beyond everything that you said, which you've shared a lot today about the brand, and so we appreciate that. What's the one thing that differentiates Mr. Jeff from its competitors, in your opinion?
I think it's the franchisee. Getting that quality owner that is, lives and dies by their business and taking care of their customer and takes pride in every order is what this business needs. Because when a lot of people in retail focus on the average ticket, which in this business is $30 to $40. But what they lose sight of is the perception of value in the customer's eyes. So they're not dropping off. It's not a $40 transaction in their eyes. They're dropping off thousands of dollars of value in that 50-pound bag of laundry. They're, as I mentioned before, their kids' uniforms. They're dropping off their favorite pair of jeans, their lucky T-shirt. You shrink that, you lose it, color damage, it bleeds. I mean, it's irreplaceable. So that trust and loyalty is very important, and that's what the franchisee who represents the brand brings to this business. And I think it's hard to replicate in these scaled operations where it's just being shipped out as a commodity. Thousands of pounds of laundry just being sent somewhere, it's done and then delivered back. That's really hard to execute without this hands-on owner-operator in the box that loves to take care of people's clothes. I think that's critically important. So getting those ambassadors for us, those franchisees, is really important, and then building a brand together with them that people trust. I think the one big difference between self-service and full service, or the wash and fold business, is trust and branding really matters. So in self-service, people do their own clothes. But when you talk about full service laundry, there's a lot of implicit trust when they hand over their clothes to you, and executing on a very high level consistently all the time is critically important. You can process thousands of pounds of laundry, but you like I said, you make that one mistake, and it's a huge deal to the person on the other end. So and it takes somebody who truly cares to have that level of excellence day in and day out every day, and make sure they build a team around them that does that. So I think that's the biggest difference for me.
Now, are you guys building up your operations team in the U.S., or where's the bulk of the operations team to support the growth?
So we have a huge team based in Valencia, Spain, and then teams around the world. But yes, the U.S. is a critical market here, so I'm building up a team as we speak that will continue to grow over the next year. I think we'll grow with many different key roles and members of the team that'll be boots on the ground here in the U.S. as well.
And for those interested in learning more about Mr. Jeff franchise, where would you direct them to?
So they can visit our website at mrjeffapp.com, or they can reach out to me directly at peter.stern@mrjeffapp.com. And happy to field any questions about Mr. Jeff or laundry in general. Preferably the laundry business, not how to get their red wine stains out of their clothing, but I'll field that too if they need it.
Well, thank you, Peter, for coming on and sharing all this great information about the franchise, and of course reminding me that I have a lot of laundry to get done with myself. So thank you for that, and wish you best of luck in the future.
All right, great. Thanks so much.
Thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Franchise Euphoria. If you enjoyed it, please head over to Apple Podcasts and leave a rating and review. It really helps to get this show out to more and more people. Also, if you have any questions, have ideas for guests or topics, please email me, josh@indyfranchiselaw.com. That's josh@indyfranchiselaw.com. And finally, please note that this podcast is for entertainment and educational purposes and is not in any way, shape, or form meant to be any kind of legal advice. If you're seeking legal advice, please contact a lawyer. Have a great one. Happy franchising.